Hello everyone and welcome to our channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character exterior by me, so let's get into it. Cyno. Cyno and you were very close. Like, extremely close. You've been dating for about a year now, until it makes sense that the two of you were a part of a whole. And being together so much, and forming a routine where your life impacted each other. It was only natural that something like this would cross your mind. Well, you're kind of shy to admit, but you've been wanting to marry him for a long time. Cyno was a dream that came true, and being with him every day felt like a miracle in and of itself. So, you can't help but daydream about marrying him. It's just a daydream, you say? Something that won't affect reality. Something that's just going to stay in your thoughts. But when reality mixes up with your imagination, and when you're making him breakfast, and you slip up, calling him dear husband, it doesn't mix so well, because he's staring right back at you, a shocked expression on his face. And then, you're blushing brightly, nervous, apologizing for your slip up, while he just asks you, do you really mean it? Is that what you want us to be? And then eventually, after he continues to press, you could only nod, blushing, but you don't expect his response, because he gets up, cupping your face in his hands, and kissing you, telling you how you wanted this too, and how you felt nervous to say it. But now, since nothing was going to keep you apart, not even your own nerves and worries, you might get things in preparation. So, that little step up might have just had a butterfly effect. Kazuha. Kazuha gives you breakfast in bed, ever since you start living together. So really, who wouldn't want to be married to him? I mean, I would want to marry him too just because of that. But he's a really sweet, gentle person, and an extremely loving one at that. And you know it. You feel it. Because that's all he's ever shown you. And you can't help but feel so lucky to have someone like him in your life. So, the thing is, you weren't really prepared to say this out loud. It was just a thought in your head. But then, you know, you'd make a really good husband. He blushes, and so do you, when you realize that you said this out loud. And you smile shyly. I would love to. The two of you stare at one another for a few moments before you continue to eat, your blush reaching your ears, while he just smiles fondly at you, soft and radiating sunshine. And that one moment, you think that maybe things wouldn't be so bad if you married. And honestly, maybe he also would agree if the reaction is giving you is anything to go by. Albedo. Now, Albedo was such a tease, so if you're saying this, you're not getting away with it. No, he's going to tease you at least multiple times, until you are just sick of it, and hoping that someone could take you and relieve you from this misery. Regardless, here is how it goes. You're just sitting in the lap with him, and you're admiring him, as you always do, because of how smart he is. He truly is a genius of Mondstadt, perhaps even the entirety of Tevat. And then as you're watching him, you softly let out. My husband is truly a genius. You were dating, yes, but you were not married yet. And he just looks back at you, smiling. I'm not your husband for now, but I sure can be if you're going to say that every day. He says, kissing your cheek, telling you that you'd make a cute wife as well. And you're just staring, because what the hell? Why was he focusing on you even? He was working on a task. And he just giggles as he sees you blush, and try to hide your face in your hands. He honestly thinks you're adorable. And also, he really means it. He'd make a great wife for him. But he'd make an insufferable husband. Because he was going to tease you all day long. Scaramouche. You have not thought of Scaramouche as a husband a lot. But he did have those moments. Those moments of his where he was so protective and loving. Those moments where you just wanted to cherish him forever and love him for who he was. And today was one of those days where he proved himself worthy of being a husband and even more. So, you were just walking with him until you stumbled upon something and fell. And even though it hurt a lot, you weren't bleeding or anything. But he was worried, even though it was just a bruise. So then he proceeded to pick you up, and you blushed, watching as he just looked with you in his arms, rattling you and telling you he'll take you home, and that he's sorry for not warning you. He was honestly so adorable. He just kept holding you close, and you could see the worry in his eyes, and know he felt so bad for you. And that moment, you wanted nothing more than for him to be your husband, and also to kiss him, because of how good of a person he was to you. But apparently you mumbled your intentions out loud, because Scaramouche paused, looking at you and staring, a bright blush in his face. And then he shyly apologized, and he nodded, continuing to just walk home. Honestly, he thought he didn't want this. But then the next morning, he asked you if you really wanted him to be your husband. And he shyly answered, saying that yes, he would make an amazing one. So he just smiled shyly at you, thanking you, and telling you that you'd make an amazing wife as well. Just how sweet was he? Honestly, if you didn't know, you would say that he was made out of sugar because of how sweet he was. Venti? Venti already knew that you've been wanting this for a while. He was really good at reading you, and the hints you've been making. But he caught you in the act right now. You were murmuring to yourself as you held some dandelions, whispering to them, and hoping that he can be your husband. And he heard you. He was standing just a few feet away from you, acting like he was busy with something. And then when he asked you what you were doing, hoping that you would actually slip up, it happened. You told him that you were thanking Barbados, which you didn't know was actually him yet, for having such an amazing husband. And as soon as he looked at you for a while, you realized what was going on, and blushed, looking away and apologizing. He just laughed at you, giggling and telling you how adorable you are, while he blushed all the way home. Yeah, you were going to be teased about this story the entire week. No break for you. I honestly feel bad, but Venti doesn't.